feel the noise starting up.
Hangout is live. All right, welcome everybody to another free speech stream. And I know it's been a while. I think like for months it's just been Charisma shit posting with memes.
Yes.
Only like a couple of them were good.
Hey, Frank Conroy.
Oh my god, yeah. So I don't know. She just has free reign to do whatever she wants on this channel. But anyway, here's an actual proper-ish stream, and it's another versus stream. If you saw our first versus stream, it was Elvis versus Louise. And now we have Mike versus Louise. And so you already know Louise from the last one. But Mike had a little bit of an issue. Of an issue with how the last one went.
The Tuckers come up at the perfect point.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. So Mike had a little bit of an issue with how the last one went, and I think he felt that it was a little bit too soft on Louise there. So, Mike, what was your issue? Have at it. Why don't you kick us off?
I think he was soft a lot, because he name calls me and a whole bunch of other stuff. In the in the free speech group, and I thought he was going to act that way when I went on stream, and I was surprised he didn't.
Well, it's a fact. It's a fact that he hardly ever called on you for any bullshit. Well, he kind of did, but he's kind of just subdued. The thing I found most hilarious is your justification. Oh, I was just testing it. I was just testing it out. Oh yeah, officer, why did I shoot a bunch of people with a gun? Oh, I was just testing it out.
Yeah, because like I said, I just wanted the comment down, and so I thought if I just press it, it'll report the comment, and the comment will be taken down. I wasn't happy with.
What do you think reporting means? Do you think reporting means just press X, hide the comment? No. Do you think when they say report to the police, they just go
No, but it's Facebook. Facebook is way different.
But it's still the same idea. You're reporting something. If you want to hide a comment, just press X, hide.
I don't think you can do that. I mean, if you could.
You can.
But that just hides it from you, right?
No, it hides it from anyone.
But the other person can still see it, right?
Nope.
Oh.
So I think what happened is what it all started with is in the original Facebook free speech group that Charisma and I ran, Louise admitted to reporting someone, which was against the rules, pretty much unless it was what was the rules originally? If it was a threat, then it would because the rules have changed a bit since we've been on Gab. But if it was a threat, then you just let us know and we take it down. Because if you report something in the group to Facebook, they can just zuck the whole group and everything. And also they can just zuck the person as well. So that was a huge issue.
Yeah, I didn't want anyone to get zucked or the group to go down at all. I just wanted that one comment gone, so I thought if I reported it, the Facebook would just take that comment down.
Okay. So, Mike, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I have my opinions, but I'm trying to be neutral right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, the thing about Louise here is that they've been on Facebook quite a bit, and there's a bunch of people like Elvis in the last one that takes contention with him. So
he doesn't really, though. What do you mean? He doesn't really. I mean, he just pretty
Elvis doesn't take content. I think Elvis called you evil earlier.
Yeah, he did.
5 hours ago, yeah.
And it's how am I evil? I'm okay with you calling me that. I mean, it's free speech, but give a reason at least. Don't just start calling names. Give reason.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have Mike here. So, Mike, what are your issues with Louise here? What do you want to air out about it? About him? I don't know. What is it?
I
forgot.
I think the main problem is that when he's confronted with something, he just says, very cowardice ways. And to be honest, I don't know. Normally, before before reporting, he was just, he'd said some really dumb shit, which is fine, but I don't know. When he's confronted about it, just deflection after deflection.
I see.
I would say the number one thing I notice, just to jump in here.
Oh, okay. You're jumping in the ring?
Yeah.
Is that how it is?
Anytime there's a disingenuous statement made, somebody will call Louise out on it. And then in response, we'll either get, it's a joke, or you don't understand it, or some kind of comment that's muddled that I can't read because it's not English. To which I have to clarify, and it just takes too long, and it's annoying.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I post things that are just jokes. They're not supposed to be deep. They're just jokes. And sometimes I post things that are serious.
I think I don't want to do 3-on-1 here. I'm trying to stay neutral, but there's silence. I don't want to have any like Donga dead air or something.
Well, honestly, that's just it's to be honest, even if it was serious, it would still be a joke in its own way, because honestly, it's the most like, oh, wishy-washy BuzzFeed shit.
I mean, what do you mean wishy-washy? Like, I just don't see.
Well, here's a good example. When you posted the South African, the fucking kid got hit by the South Africans, you go, oh, it's because the Boers did some bad shit with the South Africans. It's just, that's what happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's just what happens, but the apartheid, right?
You literally said that, though!
Yeah, the apartheid. Okay, what about the apartheid?
Do you know what it was about?
Yes, I know about separation. As bad as apartheid is, Nelson Mandela is fucking evil. You know what he did? You know why he got arrested? He fucking hanged people.
Wait, what? I'm saying, yes, apartheid was evil. And what I'm saying is, when one group is hurt, another group will fight back and feel that they can hurt another group.
But it's 2 decades, okay? 2 decades. And second of all, the Boers, they were the ones that owned the farm. It's going to be another Zimbabwe where it's just, they're already stealing the farms. They're all going to starve. Honestly,
I don't know. I'm just saying 2 decades is not a long time. I mean, it is, but it's not compared to like our Jim Crow laws or slavery. It's not that long ago.
That still doesn't justify for stealing the land and for
It doesn't justify it at all. I'm just saying that's why they're probably doing it. I'm not surprised about that. I mean, like, what did they think was going to happen, basically? It's not justified. I don't think it should happen, but what were the people thinking was going to happen?
Oh, God.
Yeah, so suddenly a 5-year-old white child, it's like, well, that happens when your great-grandparents fuck with black people.
They wouldn't be great-grandparents.
I know, I'm just being...
No, but I mean, you really need to think that it's a lot closer generation, actually. Grandparents would be like...
It doesn't matter, it could be his fucking dad. He still doesn't deserve to get beaten to death.
Yeah, of course he doesn't deserve it. But I'm just saying that dad... Yeah, I mean, he doesn't deserve it at all.
Okay.
No, kids are not born racist or anything. Kids are not born hate, or I don't think they are.
So what would your be, since like I'm very opinionated on the South Africans thing, but I'm trying not to jump in too hard here. But so what are your solutions for the situation going on?
I don't have any solutions.
You don't have any solutions.
No.
But you've been commenting on it, so you must have some idea of how things can be fixed.
I was just being objectified by like, one group hurts another group, the other group is going to feel they're justified to fight back. I was just saying that in general, like that's what happens.
That's not fighting back. If you're harming an innocent child, that's not fighting back. That is worse than fighting back.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. That's a good point. I don't know, but I don't. I mean, they hurt innocent people in the apartheid. So now I think people just feel like I can do whatever I want to these people because they were because they were mean to us and they hurt us, so we can hurt them back now that we're in power.
I mean, it's pretty savage what they're doing. I mean, it includes like crucifying like small children and raping them to death. So I don't. It's not really an eye for an eye at that point.
No,
part.
it's not.
I
It's
would
like government
say,
control.
I would say it is an eye for an eye, but I don't think that that's moral. Because the government was okay with apartheid and a bunch of stuff like that. So it is an eye for an eye, but that's usually not how I think. I don't agree with
Not
that.
if it's government approved eye for an eye.
Well, it is that the apartheid was approved, and this I guess is approved. I don't have a solution for it at all. I really don't.
Honestly, my solution would be the Boers and whoever, I don't know what the other group would just separate into two nations.
My solution, if we're talking solutions, is Russia continues to take in the white South African farmers as refugees into their land to the point of all the I'll use the word non-white South African farmers, they just get the land then, fine, get what they want without violence, and then they're going to find that they don't know how to do anything with it, and they're all going to starve to death, which is what we've seen before in other countries.
Yep.
And then they're going to learn... Sorry?
Russia's doing that?
Russia took in a bunch of the white South African farmers because they're like, we have free land, just go make us food. And
Okay,
the funny part,
sense, actually, that actually makes sense. But I just pictured like because Africa's like really hot, and then like it's snowing in Russia.
Yeah, I mean, if the equivalent, if the alternative is getting raped to death, I think they can deal with a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Cold is so bad after that.
So
there's gonna be two ways South Africa's gonna happen. Either they're gonna be completely slaughtered, which it's happening, but I mean in a big way. Another thing is a giant, massive civil war.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, the white farmers are outnumbered in that war, so they really have to arm up. They got the smarts on their side, but not the numbers. So we'll see how that plays out. So Charisma, do you have that screenshot you took earlier that we were going to talk about on the stream, or you can even maybe pull it up on stream?
Well, it's on my phone, so I'll just read
you can read it out. So
is it a bad spelling one? Just warn me, because I know my spelling can be horrible. Is it a comment?
No. It's undirected to you. So I think a common complaint about you, Louise, is that you're really, I guess, aggressive and attacky in text, but you kind of have a quartering effect of when you get on stream. You're a little more docile. You're a little more friendly. So people start to wonder, where's the vitriol? Like you go on stream getting ready to just go back and forth, but you're all happy and nice here. But as soon as you go back behind the keyboard, it's more aggressive. So
I don't think I'm more aggressive. I don't feel aggressive a lot. I don't.
But I'll just read out quickly this message that was sent towards you from Elvis today that I found kind of funny. So this is not me, but I'm just trying to raise awareness on the conversation. Oh, we're getting something there. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so Elvis, the last person you debated, said this today, and maybe you can respond or Mike can add to this. He said, and I quote, "You're dumb. Your jokes are stupid. You have no principles, but constantly claim morality. You're wishy-washy weak. I wish I didn't have to see you on Facebook anymore. I don't know why anyone still shows you any level of patience anymore. You are literally pathetic and kind of evil. You are the last person I wish to have any real power in life because you'd quickly start an authoritarian regime. This has nothing to do with identity and everything to do with merit, as in you have no merit. Your merit is disdain." Do you have any response to that?
Just like I don't know what he's saying by I have no principles. I don't understand that.
Okay, name your principles then.
I actually maybe what is a principle? How do you define that?
Okay, well, in my definition, principles are ideas that if you were put into the test, you would die for them.
Oh, well, yeah, he's right. I don't have them because I'm just.
Well, yeah, it goes back
just-
to wishy-washy.
I'm a libertarian. I really don't care. Like
Libertarian. Oh, yeah.
I'm a libertarian, so I die for nothing.
No, I'm saying
yeah.
live and let live.
As I wear the live free or
post
die
where you just-
libertarian shirt.
Oh yeah, the whole.
I said that I would.
Remember you did the whole anti. There was this anti-cut post you did.
Okay, I'm gonna read the definition of principle on Google.
Sure,
Keep in
go
mind,
for
Google
it.
has no principles whatsoever, but I'm just gonna read what they think.
I mean, I'm just saying. No, I'm pretty peaceful actually. I'm just.
Okay, that doesn't mean what?
Just because you're peaceful or claim to be peaceful doesn't mean you have principles. Like clearly, you have things that you stand up for.
Yeah.
Or there's things that you. What he's saying is that you kind of get wishy-washy and you'll flip really easily just to kind of troll and manipulate. So, what are your dead set principles? What are your beliefs? What are your foundations? Would be another word. So, pretty much when saying things you would die for, things or ideals that you would put everything on the line for.
The foundation of your belief system and the way you live. Like,
yeah, I
why
don't
do you do the things you do?
I don't really have one because like.
There you go. There you go. Point proven.
So I think the fact that you're saying...
Well, actually, no, wait. Let me go back. I'm a person who believes live and let live like that. Kind of like, if you let me live, I'll let you live. Let's just be good and live.
God.
Like that.
But then you've advocated several times that like one thing should happen or the other. So like if you're like with that pure libertarian or whatever, then you're saying like never interfere with anything. But then you advocate for things here and there. I don't have any specific. I've been banned on Facebook for a month. I can't think of any specific examples off the top of my head. But I know I've seen you advocate like for more progressive values, for more lefty ideals.
I do like things that are progressive. I'm not that scared of progress. I'm trying to think. I really am just, if you let me live, I'll let you live. Let me think. Yeah. I don't know. You know, he's actually right about that. Probably. I'll give him that. He's right about that.
Including the evil part?
No, just that one principle part.
Okay.
No, I'm not. And that's the thing is that, yeah, I rarely call people names. I rarely, unless I'm joking.
Okay. But, I think that's another complaint, though, is that I think he even said that in that one where it's like, I think he responded later saying that you'll be claiming to be dead serious, and then if it backfires on you, you'll just say, I'm just joking. And it's really hard to tell through text here.
I mean, yeah, I get that, because like I can't tell when someone's being sarcastic at all in during text or Facebook at all. And I think that's a hard thing with media, is that we can't tell that.
I don't know. I mean...
Hey, I found one of your opinions.
Oh, cool. Which one is it?
My opinion on this is if my taxes are going to pay for you to teach my kids, then you're going to respect my kid. What is this? Oh, teachers refusing to use transgender students' preferred pronouns.
Yeah, the kids had a walkout about that, actually. And I believe that that's fair.
Wouldn't that be the teacher's right to free speech to say that he's not going to call them by their preferred pronouns? So wouldn't that be encroaching on his values?
And doesn't violate the non-aggression principle, so...
Not really, because I like I said, my taxes are paying for my kid to go to, like, they're paying for him to teach my kid. And so they should respect my kid. Like, school should be a good environment. Yeah. I was going to say safe space, but not necessarily have to be incredibly safe. But
he's still following the curriculum. He's still teaching them what they need to learn. He's just not, he's not going to be forced to call them whatever they wish to be called.
Well, I mean, they're not asking for a bizarre thing like that Zer thing. They're just saying, call me he.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, how far does that line go kind of thing? Like, if I say that my pronoun is Fuhrer, and can I get a teacher fired if they're like, that's ridiculous, I'm saying you're a he?
Well, then I would draw the line there, because that's something that is very odd.
But wouldn't the more libertarian ideal just be let people speak how they want to speak? This person can refer to themselves however they like, but the other person doesn't have to call them that if they do not wish.
Well,
Isn't that the more...
It's not really free because they picked a job where they're going to be around kids and they're going to have to learn how to like respect kids and understand that kids can be a little weird sometimes. So
yeah, so maybe you shouldn't just listen to whatever the 5-year-old thinks he is, and it's like, okay, well, Tim, yeah, sure.
This is a teenager. This is a teenager.
Okay.
But I believe, and I do believe the school had a walkout, and I believe that that's their freedom to have the walkout. The school had a walkout because they were upset about the firing of the teacher, and so like I support their right to walk out about that.
Okay, so but do you agree with the teacher getting fired for this?
I think it's kind of okay. I think it's kind of good because he picked a job that he couldn't really do. That's where I think of it. Like I'll think about it more, but that's pretty much what.
Okay. See, that's where I don't really get the libertarian argument, because I see it fundamentally as this teacher should be able to speak how they want to speak, just how the student can refer to themselves how they want to be referred to. So this is where I think it kind of clashes, and where people like Elvis say you don't have principles, because you're kind of playing both fields here. Not to not to make that joke, but.
Well, honestly, if you want to be really libertarian, just go. Okay, I don't want to go to that school. Let's go to another school. Let's pay for the other school.
Yeah, that way you're not forcing that teacher to adhere to whatever you want to be called, and then if not, they get fired. Instead, you're going to be like, okay, I don't like this teacher.
Well, he could have changed and he could have done it. That doesn't mean he has to call that person by what they want to be called outside of school. It's just a certain thing he has to do for a job. We all have to do things for jobs that we probably don't normally want to do.
Okay. Yeah, I just it's so weird because this is just so twisted, manipulated to me, because it's just, you're saying I agree with the students walking out with this, but then I also agree he was fired. So it's just kind of like this weird like split thing.
Forced to be there. The student, you're forced to be there. I really want freedom of speech, and I try to give it, but when it's like the kids have to go to school. I mean, they could be homeschooled, but they want to be. They have to go to school. So the kid's forced to go there. The kid can't like leave school as he can leave his job.
So I think that there's a problem in schools and universities with communist and biased teachers. So very political teachers. Would you agree with me that like all those teachers should be fired because they have like political opinions they kind of inject into the classroom? Like saying Donald Trump's bad, X, Y, Z.
Well, if they're saying Donald Trump's bad because of this and that, I think that's good because it helps students learn like this person's bad because of this and this. That's actually reason.
But what if a student says, I'm a big fan of Donald Trump and that offends me? And does the teacher say too bad and then he gets fired because the student was offended?
Because that wouldn't be respecting a student, right?
Yeah.
Well, it would be respectful because you have two different opinions. You just have to live with two different opinions.
Okay, so a teacher has the opinion that there's only two genders, male and female, and that a student is whatever gender they are born with, and the student has the opinion that they can change their gender and that there's 76 of them.
So he'll refer to himself as they or something.
So there's two different opinions. So can those not coexist without the teacher getting fired? Or is this exclusive to one situation?
They can coexist. I think because the student is paying to go there, the teacher should accept their pronoun within reason. Like
but reason's subjective. That's the issue. Is that you're saying one thing's okay and the other's not, and I completely disagree with it.
You're right.
So if you're a libertarian and you're doing that argument, which I'm not even a libertarian, but then it should be that okay, fine, you can refer to yourself as he, she, it, whatever the fuck you want, but I also don't have to call you that. I can call you whatever the fuck I want, and then that way those two paths never have to cross. Yeah, you're a teacher. I'm going to learn math from you, and I fucking hate you. I hated like half my teachers. I loved half of them. But I can't imagine trying to get a teacher fired because I didn't like them for one reason or the other. And I understand your argument of reason, but the problem with your argument of reason is that reason to you is different from reason to me. And so if you try to enforce that in law, that's where it gets muddied.
Yeah, you're right. And that is a tough spot because like some people are like, oh, this is normal, that's normal, this is reason, this is unreasonable. So yeah, you're right. It's like relative. Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't think someone should be fired, but I think, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, if I was in school, I wouldn't want
to... It's like I can hear the wheels turning. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. Because it's just like, okay, I think this is why also, like, if I have to say, I wanted to just kind of be silent for this one, but we're getting a lot of Donga dead air, so I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to step in.
Yeah, I don't know why, though, because, like, Mike, you were so excited about this, like seriously.
Well, just to finish my thought quickly before we go back to Mike, but I do want to go back to that after this. I think this is the reason, Louise, that so many people are interested in you. And honestly, I disagree with you a lot, but I try not to argue too much because it's just, I got fucking better shit to do. But I noticed that you specifically, to your credit, a lot of people get interested and infuriated by you. And I think it's because you kind of have these like duality of ideas where it's sometimes logical and aligned, and then you'll say something 2 days later that will contradict that other thing. And then so it just makes, especially like autist brains that are trying to fit the pieces together perfectly. They're like, wait a minute, but you said this, so this should mean this. And you're like, no, it's fine. That can go together. No, it can't. It fucking can't. And then what happens is people get mad at you because you'll just contradict, and then people theorize. It's like you're this anomaly of, is he a troll? Is he dead fucking serious? And then even you will be like, that was a joke, even though he sounded dead serious in that, or that was dead serious. No, that wasn't a joke. And so it's like there's a group of people on free speech on the Facebook in the sequel to it or whatever that are just almost amazed by you. So you can take that as a compliment in a way.
Well, but constant. I change my mind sometimes. Like my ideas change.
Oh, it's fair to change your mind, but this has been like an ongoing thing with almost any position you have. There will be another position you have, almost like there is two people running your account that is a complete contradiction to the other. But anyway, as you were saying,
I'm just elaborate. I'm just probably elaborate.
Anyway, as you were saying, you were pointing, like, the reason we started this stream is that Mike was one of the main people that took contention with you. As I said, he's one of the main people, and there's many that like to argue, that like to debate you. So you were going to ask him, I believe, what his big issue is, right? If you want to keep going. No, we're getting more dead air. All right.
No, he just was very excited about having this conversation, and I don't know. It just...
Okay, well, Mike, he's kind of calling you out there. So why is it that you were so excited to talk to him? Because clearly, you know, he's a stand-up. I still don't know the fucking. He's a stand-up guy, so stand-up libertarian that doesn't want to hurt nobody unless a teacher, you know, is saying the wrong pronoun. Then he should be fired. But also, a student should walk out at the same time, and maybe he shouldn't be fired 5 minutes later. So, Mike, what's your big issue with Louise?
I didn't say he should fire. I'm not saying he shouldn't be fired. I'm just saying he's.
At one point, you did. At one point, you did say it. So it's this is what I'm talking about. Like within this one dialogue, you've changed your mind on whether or not he should be fired. Well, and so it's like I can battle you on like any of your ideas, and then you'll be like, well, maybe.
Well,
like
that's because changing my mind. That's because.
But that's the thing is like, what's your principles? There's got to be something I can't change your mind on.
I said live
like
and let
something.
I said live and let live. That would be my principle.
Anyway, Mike, you can take it away. I think I've set the battlefield enough. Explain your contention, if you like.
Well, my contention was that Lewis, honestly, well, I said before he had wishy-washy answers, and I don't know. I think that point's been addressed. So
okay, so you're satisfied. Well, anyway, well, let's see. Louise, is there anything now that you have a little bit of an audience and now you have a voice? Is there any like issues or principles you want to address? Like, is there anything that you would like to talk about?
No, not really. No.
See, this is a fucking like when I'm on stream, there's a million fucking things I'm mad about. And there's a million fucking things that I want to get to the people and say, this is fucking important to me. I think this is important to you too. So what are your things that are like that?
What's important to me?
Jesus
Red Dead
Christ.
Redemption is not on PC. That's important to me.
Oh my god. All right, Rockstar, you fucking heard it. Like, number one principle. Get your fucking game on PC.
New Fag needs Rockstar on PC. New Fag Predator.
I mean, we've done fucking 2 of these versus streams. This one at request. And I think it's just the quartering personality, honestly. Like, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, the quartering, he does good content, but he will talk, he'll get drunk, talk shit on Twitter, and, like, insult the shit out of you. And then when you get on, fucking... Yeah, Mr. Medicare gets on with him, and he's talking shit, and then as soon as he's on voice, it's like, hey, guys, how's it going? Oh, you do great stuff. And it's like, motherfucker, you were just calling on me all this shit. It's like a fucking 13-year-old that gets caught. So, exactly, that's what you're doing. That's what you do.
I'm not insulting anyone.
And I hate to fucking take this, but I'm trying to make this interesting because every time you get in a fucking debate with people, the same thing happened to Elvis. I'm good friends with him. And he left the fucking stream and he was like, I don't know why he wasn't fighting back. Like he felt like he was bullying you. Because you were when you're typing, you're so aggressive, and then when you get on voice, you're like gay Santa Claus. You're the jolliest motherfucker, and you're super nice.
Yeah, I know.
So is it someone runs your fucking account, and then this is you, or what the fuck?
Read my comments that you think are offensive, because I really sometimes I joke, but I really don't. I'm not.
Chris, like, I honestly don't pay much attention to you because I think I figured you out. Like, how long has this been going on? Like, fucking 2 years. But people, I said, people are still enamored by you. Take that as a compliment. People are enamored by you and they're puzzled by you, so they want to figure you out like a fucking Rubik's cube. And I'm just like, I don't care. Throw the Rubik's cube in the fucking trash. I'm done.
It's not hard to figure out.
Well, sometimes I joke and sometimes I don't joke on Facebook, and sometimes it's hard to hear sarcasm. But yeah, just
I don't know. Well, I appreciate you.
I don't insult
stream, but it's just like a teddy bear. It's like a fucking aggressive teddy bear, but you get on stream and you act all fucking playful and nice.
Easily, fine. You can Facebook, right? Go on Facebook and see like where I've had something that's really aggressive. I just talk a lot. Like on Facebook, I'll talk and talk, but I'm not aggressive.
All right. Most of what you talk is just, guys, this BuzzFeed, blah blah.
Beautiful. No, that's the thing. Is it's really hard because I can do a versus. I can scrap with people. But it's just kind of like, again, it's like punching a child. So I don't see a point in this one. But I think I disagree with you on most things, but I could probably convince you you're wrong in like 8 seconds. Even if I'm wrong, I'll just be like, no, this is incorrect. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I like philosophy. I like thinking about things.
All right, fair. It sounds like the only thing I could convince you or I could fight you on is Red Dead 2 is shit, and I haven't even played the game, so I don't know that. But that's like your one fucking principle is you like Western video games.
I know, it's a joke. It's a joke because I don't really have any big games.
So you don't have any principles then? Even the fucking Red Dead one. Even that's a joke.
And I was like,
Christ.
Was Red
Dead. Jamie, I think the main reason why I'm kind of just chill out is because I kind of prove my points. I'm just like, fuck it.
You can't fight them. Like, next versus, it's got to be against someone that will die for something.
But I mean, like,
actually, Jamie, bring me a communist. I will actually be angry with him.
But I
fucking hate communists.
It's a good example. I think this is a good example to see how, like, on Facebook you can be totally one way, but then when you're actually confronted with a voice of another person, it turns them into human almost.
It's called being a coward. I'm the same fucking person. You can ask me about any of my posts and I'll back them up.
Yeah, same with me. Those, you know.
Well, that's a lie. You've literally just said. Christ. Oh, yeah. Right. All right, Mike just raised the point. He doesn't like communists. I have a feeling you're a little bit socialist at least, and socialism changed my mind. Same fucking thing as communism. It leads to it. Lenin said it himself, and he was the second person to run communism, I believe. Anyway,
yeah, I don't really like it either. So yeah,
you don't like any form of socialism.
Maybe a lit. I don't know. I have to think because I have to think.
Maybe a little. So not a libertarian. Good job.
Well, I think some of it's okay. I think some of it's okay, but no.
Do you have any examples like of a little bit of socialism working?
Since we're under one roof, as like I would say, you're not because you're Canadian, but in America, like we're kind of under the roof of America, and so I think sometimes we have to give our taxes a little bit to help people who are less fortunate than us. And I get that that's forced, but it just feels like it's morally right.
Well, by less fortunate, do you mean the actual homeless, or do you mean those lazy fucks who just exploit the welfare system? Able-bodied men who exploit the welfare system.
I think I mean the actual people who are having trouble, who are like sick or something. And with every system, you're going to have greedy people who just want to mess stuff up.
Oh yeah.
So you're okay with just a pinch of socialism, but it has to be people that deserve it? I don't know. Charisma, can you help me with this here?
I think
I'm trying to.
I'm just
the
reading
Scandinavian countries.
Well, but Charisma, you've been silent for a while. You've been reading Louis' feed here. You're studying. See, this is my fucking problem. Is people are so enamored.
I'm not enamored. I'm just trying to make the stream interesting.
No, but yeah, that's cool. That's
okay. So you feel that this specific quote is hypocritical by Tommy Lauren. Isn't it sad that it has now become too political or too controversial to ask Americans to stand for the American flag? Why is that hypocritical?
Because she's kind of turning it. I think when I posted that, she was turning it into like politics. Like, if you don't stand for the American flag, you're insulting America. And I felt like that was politics.
So, she is political.
Yeah, she's a reporter for Fox News.
It's not hypocritical. She is promoting right-wing ideas. So yeah, it's not hypocritical.
So well, I know that post was a long time ago. Like, Charisma's really scrolled far on this.
I know she's stalking. I'm just joking. It's fine.
But what is the hypocritical aspect? That's the part because that was your argument.
I think it was that, like, people are saying when you don't stand for the American flag, you are anti-American, kind of. And then she was saying,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then she was saying that you're not American, okay. But then she was saying that, like, but that's political. But then she's saying it's not political.
I think what she's trying to say is that it's apolitical, as in it should be. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, left, right. You should be proud of the country you're in, and you should support the flag because that's bigger than.
Well, that's the thing about our country, is that our country is awesome. People have the freedom to say, I don't like the way this country is, and I want it changed.
Well, so I don't like the way my country is, but I still stand for the fucking anthem.
Yeah,
I don't like my prime minister at all. I think it's bullshit how this country's going right now. I still fucking stand because the military fought to protect us, to give us the opportunities. I know, haha. No, I know. Canada fucking sucks military.
We have moose.
But the point is,
the point is, actually,
the point is that we do have veterans that have been harmed and that have died, and I respect that. And there are still people in this country that have fought for us. So I will stand for the flag, and I will stand for the anthem. And I think it's disrespectful in America seeing all these fucking NFL players kneeling and all this shit because they want to virtue signal about Black Lives Matter. It's bullshit.
Well, the way I did take it is when they're kneeling, they're not kneeling against like the military and people like that. The military, like you said, did fight a lot, and they fought for our freedom to be able to kneel and say, we don't like the way this country is, change it. And so I think people basically equate kneeling for the flag as insulting the military. And
yeah, because it's biting the hand that feeds you. You're literally biting the hand that feeds you.
I think this is even bigger than the military because it's literally, you may disagree with how the military operates or runs, but it's a literal disrespect to the country itself. It's a disrespect to its core. And
well, that's okay. They don't
it's like spitting on the ground that you walk on, pretty much. And
they don't have to like it.
There are other aspects of the country that are not Trump.
Yeah,
there are, and I don't know. That's the thing, is that you don't have to like the country, and so that's the thing. You have the freedom to disrespect and not like the country and still live in it, and that's how awesome our freedom is.
Yeah, and I don't think, Charisma, if you can bring up the post again, I don't think she's saying it should be forced or mandated that you have to stand for the flag.
I think she's trying to say that it's just
just disrespectful. Yeah. So just like they are allowed to be disrespectful, she can call them out for their disrespect, if you're getting what I'm saying. So she's exercising her freedoms at the same time by calling them out. So
that's not hypocritical.
So that's your argument was that you just said exactly to it not being hypocritical.
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember the post and what I was thinking at that time.
Yeah, it's a while ago, but
I'm trying to think. What did I
mean, you could screen share if you want, but you said pretty much the quote that Charisma read out, and your response was just, I feel this is hypocritical. And I think she chose this one because it's pretty much a very cut and dry argument that you
because
made.
You don't like Tomi Lahren, and I know that, and I've seen you hate on Tomi Lahren a lot. So I figured this was just a stable opinion that you had.
Yeah, no, I said I feel it's hypocritical. I think I didn't say this is hypocritical. I felt it was hypocritical.
That's the same thing. That's just a wishy-washy way of saying
that.
Well, when you
okay, anyways, I don't like this triple teaming thing, so
I'll be silent.
Is there anybody that agrees with Lewis that's out there that wants to go on?
Yeah, I would love.
Like, let's
do a tag team.
I don't feel comfortable ganging up on somebody, even if I completely disagree with you. I told you I don't hate you. I pity a lot of the things that you think and feel.
I don't hate you. I just don't want you to exist anymore.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Hey, Jamie, you forgot to include Minecraft.
In Minecraft, everybody.
You can do that. You can make me not exist by blocking me. You can do that.
I was making a joke. It was an old Family Guy joke.
Yes, but I'm just saying that, like, for Elvis, he said he wished I didn't exist. You can just block my button, and it'll basically be like, I don't exist.
Okay, so if you're giving Elvis that advice, then why is it when somebody says something offensive to you, you report them instead of just blocking them so that they don't exist in your world anymore? That's what I don't understand. So you give that advice to other people, but then you don't practice what you preach.
Must slander. Oh, hashtag Lewis raped me. Hashtag Lewis ate my dog. Hashtag Lewis did 9/11. It's slander, guys. Slander. Oh no, these people, they have mean things to me. Better report to them. Better sue them.
I just wanted that one thing reported that was like a rape accusation. I just want that post taken down.
You don't understand the point of it. It is irony. It's just like, oh, Lewis raped me.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that was funny, and I just wanted the post down. I didn't know that hiding it would have worked just as well.
Just because you don't find something funny doesn't mean it's not a joke.
Well, I just didn't like. I find a lot of things funny, but that I didn't find funny because it was like I don't want to say I'm against joking about rape, because I actually will laugh sometimes at a joke about that, but like. Sometimes, but I just didn't like that accusation. I wanted that comment gone.
But the thing is,
I didn't want
an accusation. It's not. He didn't like go, okay, let me report this to the media. Let's report this to CNN.
I guess you got a fair point. It wasn't detailed like that. I really just wanted the comment gone. I didn't want the person in trouble. I just wanted the comment gone because I didn't want it.
Okay, I want to reverse this for a second, just because I feel like we're just pretty much picking at Louise, and everything that you've ever said.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to say
no, I
silent,
know, but
that's the thing. It's like punching a baby that we have.
no,
on
but I
stream.
want to flip the script here. Is there anything that we have posted? You can pick any of us or
that'd be
somebody that's
good.
not on stream. Is there anything that we have said that maybe you strongly disagree with, or that you have a bone to pick with?
I normally would say that, like on Facebook, if you said something that I didn't like, I would normally just say that. I don't like it when you say something that, like, you say I'm dumb or something, and then you don't give reason behind it. Like, give reason. It's okay to say that. You can name call me, but give reason. Because if you don't, that makes you seem stupid. Like,
no, the
stupid
thing
and
is,
ignorant and arrogant. You know that. Like
the thing is, I used to give you reasons why I thought you were stupid, but it just was like, that meme of like the joke you, and it goes over their head. It's like that kind of thing with you when we say anything that's logical. So I gave up on that.
Oh, okay.
But
is that the same with Mike? Is that the same?
I don't know.
They're just to insult.
Is that the same with you, Mike?
Yeah. Well.
Well, then how about you don't comment? How about you don't comment?
How about I do comment?
You don't comment. If you don't have something reasonable to say, then don't comment it to me.
Well, I don't. Well, I'm gonna comment anyway. I'm gonna comment 2 times since you said that. Here's my thing. I work off of this.
How did this somehow flip back onto Louis?
Whenever someone says, "Oh, it's offensive," I have this urge to just post again. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of think that's like annoying. I think that's like a rebel without a cause. Like, you just want to be edgy or something. Like, oh, I want to see if I can offend someone. But I don't mind. I mean, I do. I think it's silly, but
Okay, well, you're talking to a group of Trump supporters, so I'm just curious if there's any stance that we have that you stand against, not like necessarily our ad hominems, which happen, but is there anything that our principles that you have an issue with?
I don't like that he gets upset. I don't like that Trump gets upset about Saturday Night Live.
But he's allowed to, right? Like,
yeah,
he's allowed to.
He's allowed to, but just because you're allowed to something doesn't mean that you're not going to be. I think it's silly that he is. It's like, really? He needs to learn how to take a joke. Saturday Night Live makes fun of all the presidents.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought this up, because the other day I was watching old Saturday Night Live and I saw them quote unquote making fun of Reagan while he was in office. And all it was someone parodying Reagan and just talking about, it was literally the Who's on First joke. Yeah. And it was like, yeah, you have to meet Chairman Hu of China. And then Reagan will be like, who? Yes, that's the one. And that's all it was. And I think the issue with Saturday Night Live that a lot of Trump supporters and Trump himself take is that it doesn't seem like comedy. It seems like just literal, like, political sided attacks. Like, if you think the Saturday Night Live after the election, they had the actress that portrays Hillary, who they never attacked once, playing like Hallelujah on piano. Like, there's nothing funny about that. They were literally mourning him like it was like she fucking died. And then anytime Hillary is on portrayed, it's her being like, hey, you could have had me, guys. It would have been so much better. But anything with Trump, it's just baseless attacks, nonstop, relentless.
That's you guys love baseless attacks with me. You do that constantly. Yeah.
And you're allowed to voice your opinion that you don't like him. And I don't think he's asking for it to be illegal to do that, but I think he's kind of just being like, this is fucked how obviously one-sided it is. And I think
he understands that he has said very mean stuff to people. Like, he kind of put himself out there as like kind of a mean, and not a mean person, but like his wife even says that if someone attacks Trump, he's going to attack back. So yeah. And they're probably making jokes about him because he's so he has so many things you can make jokes about, I think. I mean,
yeah, sure. And he even makes jokes about himself sometimes. But I think the argument is that it doesn't even seem like comedy anymore. It seems like more political attacks, which again, nothing he's saying is illegal, but I think he's allowed to point at it and be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is pretty biased and fucked up from a comedy show that shouldn't be biased.
Comedy shows can be biased. Comedy shows can be whatever. They're comedy. They're not like news, like Fox News, that I hate because they say they're news, but they're really just a biased stream of things.
So then what is CNN, MSNBC, ABC?
Any of the newscasts, MSNBC, CNN.
CNN and MSNBC, yeah, basically the same thing, actually.
Where do you go for your unbiased news?
I watch all the channels, and then I gather what I can.
Okay, so you go to like Breitbart as well. You'll go to Infowars. You'll go to like
not Infowars. I haven't gone to Infowars.
Okay, well, if you need some links, I can hook you up. Don't worry. But yeah, I think pretty much with the Trump thing, I think he's just calling out that it's supposed to be a comedy show, and it's not even really funny. It's just political attacks, and that shows him the ratings. But he's also not saying that anything should go against it. And we actually see the opposite happening when you have right-leaning political shows like, and there's very few, like Roseanne and Last Man Standing. Roseanne said something she shouldn't have said, and instead of just being able to apologize briefly, her entire show was wiped out despite being #1 by a landslide on the network. Last Man Standing, no, they didn't even have any controversy. They were barely right-wing. They didn't even openly support Trump or anything, unlike Roseanne. And they were second highest rated on their network, which I think it was NBC. And then they were shut down. The second highest rated show on the network. It's literally, these networks don't want money. They care more about politics than money.
Well, then let them do that.
And yeah, they're allowed to do that, but we're also allowed to be like, yo, this is fucked up.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm just saying that.
I think that's what Trump's doing, is he's using his Twitter, which is his most powerful tool, to be like, this is fucked, pretty much. He's not saying it as blunt as me, because he would get 36 articles written in a second if he said this is fucked up. But I think he's pretty much like Charisma. You can even pull up. I'm treating you like Jamie, and I'm Joe Rogan, but I'm Jamie here. It's like, hey, Jamie, can you pull that shit up? Like, if you pull up the like latest Trump Saturday Night Live tweet, and just so we can give people context, like Control F SNL.
He tweets way too much.
Yeah, he does, which is what I love about him. Okay, try Saturday.
More recent.
So what I was saying is that like, Saturday Night Live, it's a joke. It's meant to be a joke. You don't have to like it. Their humor's going to change. Maybe their humor's more vicious at the same time. But he has to understand that Trump has said some really mean stuff, and so he should expect that some people are going to be mean to him back.
Yeah, I don't think it's just some people. Like, you make it sound like it's a couple people cracking a joke. It's like the entire media force.
It's Hollywood in general. Hollywood in general is one huge circle jerk. It's just, you're supposed to have this one opinion. If you don't, you're blacklisted. You're slightly right wing.
Well, that's what happens. That's what happens. That's what happens. Like, if you have, that's what happens.
Okay, so we have the tweet right here, the latest one that you're taking issue with. Trump says, a real scandal is the one-sided coverage hour by hour of networks like NBC and Democrat spin machines like Saturday Night Live. It is nothing less than unfair news coverage, and Dem commercials should be tested in the courts. Can't be legal? ? Only defame and belittle. Collusion ? So it seems almost like he's thinking out loud there to me.
That's actually more funny than I thought it would be, because it really shows how stupid it is. He was comparing SNL to a news source.
Well, SNL is owned by NBC, and so he's saying
they're not a news source. They're not a news source. If someone watches
the same person writes their checks.
Yeah, right. But if someone watches SNL and like thinks it's news, that's like really sad.
People are really impressionable, and people will take comedy at face value.
Well, yeah, but that's on them. They're dumb for doing it, and it seems like Trump is doing the same thing.
Well, because he knows that it's manipulating people. He knows that it's working. So if you have all your teachers telling you Trump is bad, if you have every single news channel saying Trump is bad, and then even your entertainment saying Trump is bad, and there's literally no contention on the other side, you're either going to be thinking that we live in a dystopia where everything is force-fed lies, they all can't be lying.
It's not forced, because they got their spot as being like top on TV for having good shows and having the most money. So it's not forced. There's no laws that does it. I guess that
You don't need
the
to have
left wing is,
laws
or
to
whatever you want
enforce
to call
them.
them, they're just really good at making entertainment.
Really good at
So,
making
right
entertainment.
wing, you better up. You better up it. Like you should.
Hell.
Yeah, you need to make some fun TV shows.
Hell, if you
Well, the
want
thing is, we
everybody
try to make fun
run.
shows, and then the networks that are liberal take them down, even though they're second highest rate on the network.
Yes, why would? Yeah, they have that choice to do it. So,
and they have a choice to leave their failing shows that are entertainment up. And so I think that's what he's saying here is that there's a possibility that they are just keeping this up just to be like, look, Trump bad constantly. So if they have anything else,
I guess
that would be positive.
If they're getting money for it, though, then I can understand why they would do that. Well, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, like, they're getting money for it, and, you know, like I said, live and let live.
I think you pretty much your argument is that, like, they're all allowed to do this, and then my argument would be like, well, Trump is able to call them out on their bullshit if that's the case.
Yeah, he can call them out. I just think it's silly that he would compare SNL to like a news thing. That's
well, the reason why he's comparing it is because SNL and MSNBC, they may be different media, but they still have the same political ideas.
Yeah, but it's not exactly the same because NSL, it has a political idea, but I wouldn't hold it to the same standard as news.
Yeah, I would call it more propaganda would be a better word that I would use.
A really good question came up.
I wouldn't say propaganda because the thing with propaganda is that's when you try to say something is true. It's not saying it's true. It's just has a biased comedy, and comedy can be biased. Like, that's the thing. You're taking jokes way too seriously. They're funny.
Louise, there's a good question that's directed to you. I just asked the chat right now if they have any questions for either of you.
Chat? Where's the chat?
There's a chat on YouTube.
Yeah. So there's a YouTube chat. So I've just asked them if they have any questions.
Link it, please.
You'll have to mute the stream, but I'll link it to you. Yeah. I have the live stream open with it muted. But Zilcher, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, asks, yes, why are 100% of his shares from sources like Occupy Democrat, other 98%, etc., who have been proven to be total leftist propaganda while claiming to be a libertarian and not a total leftist? So why are you claiming to be a libertarian, but you're going off like leftist propaganda exclusively?
It's because those are the stories that I find interesting and that matter to me. So when I'm reading all the stories, because I just explained to you, like when I'm reading that and something stands out, it'll usually be from one of those things. I know they're leftists, and I know that they do have like a thing like Fox News and Breitbart that's extremely right wing, but that's the thing that pops out. Like if there's an interesting news story, I'm gonna share it and be like, "Ooh, interesting."
Is there any right-wing ideals that you would subscribe to that you can think of off the top of your head?
No gun bans, free speech. I guess that'd be two.
Okay, so you're for free speech and you're for the Second Amendment?
Yeah, I love my Second Amendment.
So you're not one of the liberals that are like, I'm for it, but we should ban this, this, or this?
Not really, no.
Okay, there you go. You got your bone. See, I think it's interesting now that you are talking more. So see, you are having some principles, right? This is what we're talking about. Is you're claiming to have the principle of free speech and gun rights.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I'm curious if we brought on a crazy liberal or something that would argue against free speech or against gun rights, if you would, in 5 to 20 seconds, side with them.
Well, it depends if they brought up issues. I would just see them as like issues. Like I would just address each issue.
Do you believe in hate speech laws?
We have. I told you the First Amendment. We don't have. No, I don't believe in laws.
So you wouldn't be in favor of creating hate laws? Hate speech laws, as in anti-Semitism laws, anti-Islam laws.
You don't need that. A person who says something that's like anti-Semitic or something, like you don't hire them. They're just not good. You don't need a law that makes them not good. They can just be not good. Don't hire them. I would tell my kids, don't interact with them. I would tell my community, don't be around them.
So you're basically saying, oh, not officially, but censorship for society's sake.
No, I'm saying that I'm saying morals, no,
that
legal.
is implying if you say you shouldn't hire this guy, you're basically saying, oh, he should die just because he has some opinions. Oh, he should die.
No, I don't think that he should have something on record that says don't hire me. I believe, but I believe that each business can choose who they want to hire, and they can, and I hope that they choose the higher moral of not hiring a hater or someone that hates.
Oh God. That'll leads to some problems. Oh good God, this
Charisma, how easy is it to bring people in and out of this?
Easy enough.
I was gonna say, is there any people that are now infatuated with the anomaly that is Louise in the chat that want to jump in for like 30 seconds to maybe challenge him, like a boss fight style? If there is, are you down for that? Can you manage that?
That's fine.
You sound really enthused.
I'm just here to do the technical work. So
I don't know. I think that'd be entertaining. Like introduce Louise to fresh new people that are new.
But I want to get to know Mike more.
What do you want to know about Mike?
I don't know, but he seemed so energetic about it. Really, you were so energetic about this.
Why don't you ask Mike some questions then if you want
to well, ask him some questions then.
Treat it like a first date. You want to know the person?
This can be kind of cute.
Ask questions.
Why don't you ask about him? You have the mic.
You have the floor, faggot.
We do have someone that wants to talk to you another time, by the way.
Do you understand why a gay person would find faggot offensive?
What?
I wouldn't give a fuck.
Where'd that come from?
I wouldn't give a fuck. I would just say faggot. Because honestly, if you find the words offensive, I have no respect for you. Honestly. Because words, if you make them have power over you, then you're letting words slave over you.
What the?
I don't usually.
You can ask them any question, and you're like, you know why a gay would find faggot offensive? Like that was just so out of left field. That was amazing. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying because you said it to me in a negative way, so you're saying the word fag is negative when you're talking to me about it, and so when people think gay and faggot are the same, they think gay is bad.
They can think whatever they want. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I'm just saying that's why they. I'm just saying that's why they say that. That's why they say that. That's why they say it's offensive. I understand why people find words offensive. I don't know if there should be a law against them, but I understand.
You don't know? You a minute ago you were saying no, there shouldn't be, but now you don't know.
No,
in 5 minutes you'll be like, yes, there should be.
Here's another contention.
What I was saying is that there shouldn't be a law. Someone would have to come up with a really good argument to.
I had to remind you that was your position.
Yeah, well, he also contradicted the fact that he said, "Oh, if someone made a hateful comment, they shouldn't hire someone."
Well, yeah, but that's not a law. That's not a law. That's a person.
It doesn't matter if it's a fucking law. You can still censor them through societal measures.
Exactly.
Which leads to laws.
No, I don't. I believe societal measures are good, but not law.
It's the same fuking shit.
We've entered a contradiction realm we didn't think was possible.
It's still the same idea. It's just like, really here's the mob mentality.
It's not, because a law is something where someone can go to jail. And
it doesn't matter if it's jail. Starvation and fucking being homeless is even worse than it's just as bad, if not worse, than going to fucking jail.
Your response?
I don't know. Then maybe he shouldn't say that.
Why not? It's his fucking right to say that.
Well, it is his right, but it's other people's rights to say,
what?
I don't want that around me. I don't want that in my community and stuff. So I'm not going to hire you. And I don't want to sell you a house. Something like that.
So,
I don't want to let you deposit in my bank because you said a bad word once.
Oh God!
Continue.
This is one of those. Will be one of those. Oh, let's have the communist revolution because the Bolsheviks didn't do anything. The Bolsheviks are bad. Let's just for now let's just demonize them and let's make it into a rule.
Well, I'm just saying no law should be against that.
But you can still control someone without laws.
That's called what's that? Social? I forgot. Yeah, you can, and that's the thing. That's my fucking point. Then that's my fucking point. It doesn't make that much difference if it's just societal. Let's get him out and laws. Oh, let's arrest the guy. Well, still the same result. I see it as different because laws are kind of set in stone, but opinions are not. And so, say a person said, come up with an example. They said something bad. They should try to tell the people who are saying, we're not going to hire you, we don't want you around. They should have to explain to the people why it's actually a good idea.
But if everyone has the same opinion, it will get to the law and it'll become a law regardless.
Well, I don't want that. It's just
like, okay, we decide. Okay.
Well, then you need diversity. What?
You
need diversity. Huh? Because if everyone thinks the same thing, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. What?
So if you throw me into a room, it makes a difference. Now? I don't understand.
What's your definition of diversity?
Yeah, what do you mean?
No,
diversity?
I don't know. I was just saying because he's saying that something will happen bad if we all have the same opinion, if we're all the same, and so I'm like, okay, then get diversity.
Diversity of opinion or diversity of color?
Opinion of anything, because he said we. If things are all the same, he basically said,
look, if things get stale, just grab a few Mexicans. It's all good. Just throw them in a room. We'll fix it. I don't get what.
No, Mike just said that he thinks it's bad if people are all the same.
Well, that's not my point. My point is that let's say you have bankers that say, okay, the person said something bad. Let's not have him do any banking. Oh, the House Council has the same opinion. Oh, let's not have him have housing.
Yeah, but then I think that.
Can I throw a question in the mix here? Mm-hmm. Since we're talking about this whole if you say a certain bad word or you have an opinion, you should be stopped from having a certain job. I get what you're saying, Louise, and you're going to be surprised to hear that I don't completely disagree with you on all of that you're saying, because I kind of get where you're coming from. I think that it's up to each individual employer who they want in their business.
Exactly, it is.
But I think as a blanket statement, it doesn't sound very good, right? So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, we get into these problems where people are blacklisted from certain industries and then they're left homeless and jobless, and it sucks. And that's where I disagree. But I'm just curious.
That's where I guess my socialists would come in. We can support them by giving them our taxes.
Okay, so
because they clearly are in a problem. No one will support them, but they are American and they live with us, so we'll put on our taxes, and our taxes are going to go to help people who are more needy. And one of the people who is more needed turns out to be that racist that you decided to fire.
So you're saying that people can be racist so that they can be lazy and get their paycheck paid to them for not doing any work?
Well, if they're fired constantly from every place
for being racist, you would rather that the system of taxes pay them out than them just be allowed to have a job and work for their money.
I wouldn't rather have that happen, but it probably would happen. Because if someone cannot get a job at all, then they're going to need help, and our taxes are going to help them.
Wow, okay. That wasn't where I was going to go. My question for you is, How do you feel about the whole Patreon banning a bunch of people, and how like PayPal and Stripe are now pulling the rug from under people and saying they can't get money from their fans and stuff? How do you feel about that?
I didn't hear about that, but if Patreon's like its own business, it can decide who it wants to be associated with and who it doesn't want to be associated with.
How do you feel about the actual payment processors doing that, though? Like, at what line do we draw where it's not just an individual business stopping people from getting money, but there's literally no way of this person getting money? How do you feel about that?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Processing,
loading, as I say, loading.
Because it's one thing if, Twitter is like, I'm going to ban you. Okay, whatever. YouTube, I'm going to ban you. Okay. But then, you go to Patreon, they're like, okay, we'll ban you too. Cool. Oh, Stripe's banning me. So literally the way that they process money is now banning me.
Well, yeah,
so
it is difficult.
How do I make money?
You're not dead and you're not going to jail.
Okay, but how do you
make money? I don't know.
No, but how do you stop yourself from eventually dying if you don't have a money source? Like, you have to eat. You have to.
Then maybe you have to act, and you have to change your ways a little bit to follow the rules, or not to follow necessarily law rules, but the rules that they set up, like,
Stay in line, Goy, or else you're gonna be shot and killed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just make your own account.
Good old-fashioned communism, just like how my country, Albania, was.
What? Where's your country?
Well, I'm born here, but my parents and my grandparents are from Albania, which is a communist country. Let me tell you something about communism.
Yeah.
If you support the wrong party, it's just like, oh, your father is in the work camp, and your granddaughters and grandsons won't be in the right jobs. Oh, let's wait 12 hours for one piece of food. Let's wait 12 hours.
Yeah, I would not want that. That's not something we want.
But that's what you're advocating for by saying socialism.
I'm advocating that each business can choose who they want to associate and who they don't want to associate.
But you support socialism.
It's a monopoly.
I guess that'd be a monopoly. I guess. So my point is that we don't need laws to tell people how to act. And, well, I mean, we do. I mean, what I'm saying is that we don't need...
Implied conformity is what you're asking for.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Which basically leads to laws anyway.
But I don't want the laws, and that's where I would stand, is that I would say no laws. There shouldn't be any laws. I don't want laws, but I believe...
it will lead to laws.
Passed. I wouldn't want... Are you three all Canadian?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I do have that question. You guys are Canadian, and you have this group, but you have the American flag on it.
I'm a transnationalist.
I just bought an American figure today.
Yeah.
I got really excited.
I don't identify as Canadian. I identify as American.
I wore an American flag today.
I identify as Outer Haven.
I don't know what that is, but that's cool.
God, it's just really hard not to gang up, It's like...
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I'm not again. I mean, it makes sense because, like, you're three people with more conservative ideas, and I am more progressive ideas.
Is there anybody that just in general, for like another...
Like you could do a tag team match with?
Is there somebody you would ever want to bring on with you that might agree with you?
No, I don't.
Nobody?
Not a lot of
hey, what about that guy that wrote that big speech about me? He seems to agree with you a lot. Maybe you can...
Big speech?
Yeah,
what is it?
What is his name? Denny? Whatever?
What?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Maybe you
Denny from The Room?
No.
Selling drugs?
No, that guy. I don't know who he is. Oh, yeah, him.
Hi, Denny.
In real life. But yeah.
You can maybe try to convince him to
be
go
friends.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you ask?
No,
I don't know who we're talking about apart from Denny from The Room here.
I think he blocked me, but feel free to bring him on next time.
Who the fuck? I don't know these people.
I just added him to the free speech group. I didn't realize that he wasn't invited.
No, he's fine. He's allowed to be there. He just got really upset because he knows me from Gamergate, and he decided to write a nice long letter about me.
Oh, I vaguely remember you laughing about this guy.
But I'm saying, like, he's somebody who seemed like he agrees with you, and he thinks that, like, Trump supporters are KKK and all this shit. So he might actually want to come on.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but yeah.
We doing Gamergate 2.0 now?
That's 1 year plan.
Yeah. Oh, we're just skipping the 3 guys. 2 already failed. Yeah, no, yeah. I've just been trying to be silent, honestly, while y'all have at it. But
I'm making this an official call to anybody who is leftist, liberal, whatever. If you want to come on and even up the field, you're more than welcome, even if it's not today. I don't advocate for ganging up on one person. So
no one's listening. It's prime time to watch their wives getting fucked.
Well, I also would want either the Black Israelites or the Hamite to show up.
We have a comment from the chat from 60s
what?
rock fan 1995. Mention your liberal ideas for the love of Christ instead of just laying on your back like a submissive dog.
I like him. He's passionate. Oh my
I would
god.
tell him. I don't know what I would tell him.
That's his point. Jesus Christ, you made his
But
point.
I don't know of any liberal ideas. Here, go through some liberal ideas, and I'll see if I agree with any of them. Okay.
All right. Watching your wife getting fucked. Let's see
I don't
what other
care.
liberal
Live and let live. That doesn't impact my life.
Liberal idea is just any form of supremacy is fine as long as it's not European supremacy. Can't have European supremacy.
A lot of taxes, a lot of socialism.
I don't agree with supremacy. I don't fully. So yeah.
They tend to be more leaning towards hate speech. They tend to limit the Second Amendment. They tend to argue that the Second Amendment was only like guns at the time, therefore it's outdated. Yeah, they are currently really anti-border and security, and they're more globalist policies, more. What do you? Oh, you found
the letter, yeah.
You found the letter.
Because you're trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, I remember this guy. He had the Basketball American avatar. Yeah, so pretty much lately, liberals are just, if Trump says something, they're anti that. So more taxes, anti-wall, anti-border security, refugees constantly, anti-Second Amendment. Yeah.
Can I just put this in the folder?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. I just want to keep that one day. I'll do a dramatic reading of that because it's funny.
Okay. Maybe I can do a British accent. Maybe I can close off the stream.
Oh, I have questions for you guys.
Yeah, that's
Go
what
for
I'm
it.
waiting for, please.
Are your parents conservative or are they progressive?
My dad's insanely liberal, and he thinks Trump's bad because he watches Saturday Night Live.
Oh well, that's really.
I feel bad.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Mine stay out of it. I don't know. They just want me to be happy.
Like they pretty much proven my point in that they don't watch news, so they kind of ingest entertainment or media, and so then they just get their ideas from that, just like super basic. And that's the thing, is that the mass majority of people don't look hard at politics. They don't read both sides or anything. They hear one thing once and they're like, well, why would that lie to me? And then they form their opinion based on that.
Yeah, and I don't really like that. And yeah, I agree, that's troublesome.
It's an easy way to manipulate people.
Do you remind them that Saturday Night Live is like a comedy and it's not real?
Oh, trust me, my family gatherings are hilarious. It tends to be me against everybody. And I have great fun with it.
It's pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, Charisma's been there. It's always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty much a lot of people on the don't care about politics side, but then therefore they take the stance that is more liberal because the media is constantly liberal. So they're like, well, I don't really care, but if I had to, it's on that. So yeah. Well,
I
what
mean,
were
I
you
don't really want
expecting? Were you
restrictions
expecting
on like
like?
I don't want restrictions on TV that much, so I'm okay with whatever's the popular thing to be on TV.
Yeah, I'm fine with SNL doing their horrible thing. I'm fine with CNN being cancer. What I'm not fine with is the alternatives being removed by monopolies. And that's what we're seeing constantly. You see it with Alex Jones. We saw it with Faith Goldie literally yesterday.
But isn't that like the way?
Yeah, Ralph Retort. Yeah, it's just a nonstop. Like if it's one rule for liberals and then another rule for the right, and it just shows that the companies that own these platforms, own the payment stripes, own all this stuff, that they really are politically biased in how they choose what stays and what goes. And we see that from leaked Google meetings internally where they're freaking out because Trump got elected and they're talking about how they could have prevented this by changing algorithms and all this stuff instead of being apolitical.
Oh God. When they,
Well, I mean,
when they
if someone
say
says
words
they're
like
apolitical,
that, and they don't
I
even
would like
know-
them to be apolitical. But if someone
Oh,
doesn't say
God.
they're apolitical or not, then they don't have to be.
Well, unfortunately, when these companies aren't supposed to be political and then they are in very manipulative, subversive tactics because they've been taken over by internal communists, I think it unfortunately has come to the time where there needs to be government intervention and government regulation.
Yeah,
and one of
and
the
I-
ideas I actually thought about.
And I don't think that. I don't like the idea of too much intervention. Yeah, I don't like intervention.
I don't either, but it's unfortunate when all these companies have become a monopoly on one side. You kind of got to do it. And one idea I was thinking of actually was just government funding into alternatives. So if a government would like fund alternatives like InfoWars, like Breitbart or whatever, like things that have been censored off these alternate, like BitChute, which is a YouTube alternative, or Stream.me, which is a like streaming alternative. If there's just some type of because the government gives out so much money to all these charities, all these things, if there is a way to just fund alternatives to try to balance the news and balance the platforms in a way. I haven't thought it out too carefully, but I've just been.
It's okay. I don't think things out too carefully.
I've just been trying to think of solutions for this, but I think it's clear that some form of government intervention has to.
I don't like the idea of that kind of government intervention, like we talked about laws and stuff. I'm not sure I really like that idea.
Yeah, and even the people that are against these monopolies and getting censored don't necessarily like it. And it's kind of a bittersweet, well, it's come to this because all these people have taken over these areas.
Yeah. And
so it's kind of about what are you going to do? It might bite us in the ass in 30, 40 years, but right now it seems to be the solution.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. Charisma, do you have anything to say about that? I mean, you were really you were really passionate about all the Faith Goldie stuff that's been going on.
I'm pissed off about the Faith Goldie stuff.
I've never heard about that.
So essentially, she tried running for office. They wouldn't let her go on the stage at debates, even though she had more votes than some of the other people on the stage. They refused to let her go on there. They actually whisked her off stage when she tried, and she came with a petition full of thousands of signatures saying that people wanted to hear her speak.
She was more popular in terms of voting than everyone that was allowed to debate on stage, but because they didn't like her and because it was a private space, they said no, she's not allowed to debate.
Which, you know what, it is a private space, and I agree that they have every right to whisk her off stage, but
it's almost like all these companies are colluding.
Yeah, it's just interesting how they really try to unperson people.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's how like I think, isn't that how capitalism works? Is that the people with the most money have the most power?
Yeah, but that's not the point.
I don't know. I think that's like a different kind of.
Yeah,
no, but yeah. I mean, you're talking about the media. The media, the people in the media have a lot of money, and so they have the most power, and they just so happen to be like liberal.
I mean, I agree with that point, but my point is that there's people like Faith Goldie who does everything by the books, legally, has nothing hateful to say, just walks in, tries to improve her country, and they just shut her down. And then she had a recent court case with Bell Media because she paid them a bunch of money to run ads for her, and they said they were going to do it, and then all of a sudden they decided not to, and they pulled it.
Which was illegal for them to do.
Yeah,
that is
because
illegal.
yeah. So they're a government entity technically with what they're doing.
Yeah, I believe Bell Media gets tax breaks.
Yeah, so
because they're such a huge the way Canada does their media and entertainment stuff is even worse.
Yeah, and so
it's not only media, but companies in general. It's just one giant monopoly.
Yeah, so they were supposed to run those ads for her, and she gave all the proper money.
Anti-monopoly?
Yeah, I always argue that competition is better, and the problem is that all the payment processors have been set up to create this monopoly, and it may appear like it's not one because they're all different companies, but it's pretty clear that they're all colluding with each other.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, people believe that they're stronger together.
I guess. I mean,
nice slogan there.
Yeah, what was that? Hillary's? I think it was. I think that was Hillary's campaign slogan, wasn't it?
I'm trying not to get too enraged.
One sponsorship at a time. And don't forget our overlord, Saudi Arabia. They're such a very feminist country. Thank you, Justin Trudeau.
And don't forget, when we go low, when they go low, we go high.
But also, we need to fight them in the streets.
Yeah, but we also need to fight them in the streets.
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway. I think that's dumb. Like, if you say something, you have to practice it. Like, if people say go low, then they go high, which I agree with.
Do you just agree with everything? I'm just like, don't understand.
Yeah, I really do. I'm very docile. Actually, I agree with a lot of stuff. I mean, I just think I agree. Like. I agree with nonviolence. I don't really like violence.
So you're against Antifa, at least, then?
Yeah, I'm against. Yeah, exactly. I'm against that.
That's good. I was half expecting a but.
Yeah, no, I was expecting a but. I mean, I've heard some people that are very for Antifa, and I completely disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I was talking about Faith Goldie, and this totally.
Yeah, you really got derailed on his Hillary quote.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just.
I wasn't interested.
It's okay. I just got confused.
Pretty much what happened was
Faith Goldie got unpersoned, in my opinion. And so she went to court with Bell Media saying that they shouldn't have been allowed to do that when she gave them the money and all the stuff. And essentially what they decided in court was, yeah, they're allowed to do that to you. And also now you have to pay Bell Media's legal fees. So now she has to pay $43,000 in legal fees for them when they can pay that off in like 2 minutes. They're going to literally destroy her financially and make her pay all that back because they were trying to shut her down. I think it's ridiculous that this country is like this.
Even though it was proven to be illegal, the court sided with Bell Media, Canadian media company that gets a bunch of tax breaks and everything, and she has to pay $43,000. So what does she do? Well, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go to GoFundMe and ask for funds. GoFundMe shuts her down. So now she can't get funding to pay for it because their silencing campaign isn't gonna work if she's able to raise those funds elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So that's a problem that a lot of people that are trying to make Patreon alternatives are finding. It's like, okay, I'll make an alternative to Patreon, but you still have to use the fucking payment processors that Patreon uses, and those will disband you.
Look at, like, people make fun of Alex Jones all the time. Look at everything they took him off. He sells products, because how else is he going to fund his operation at this point?
Yeah,
they shut everything down.
It would take an hour just to talk about all the things that removed Alex Jones.
I can't even use PayPal to buy stuff off his store anymore.
If you want to buy Gab Pro right now, you either have to donate to them in Bitcoin or you send them a check in the mail.
Gab store is actually shut down. I went to go see if they still sell shirts and all that stuff. It's gone. There's no store
because there's no way to buy it.
There's no way to buy it.
Yeah.
How do you buy it? Everything's shut down.
I don't like too many regulations, and it seems like what you're going for is like something that could lead to more regulations, and I just don't agree with that.
I mean, I believe it was
you believe in implied regulations.
This is why Roger Stone wanted to sue Twitter, is because Twitter advertised itself as a water source, literally, as in Twitter is a way to get views out on the internet, and it created pretty much a monopoly. And then it just with a political bias will ban people. And so it goes against their own words of saying it's like a water source. It's for everybody.
I don't like them because they'd be hypocritical, and I don't really like hypocritical.
But even more so than Twitter, I believe this should apply to payment processors, because money should speak for itself. It's an extension of just handing people cash, but it's through the internet. So all these people that literally the whole tool is just to process money for this person. They shouldn't really be politically biased.
Yeah, there should be.
They're not posting news. It's literally just take money, give it to this person that this person wants to pay. And they will remove support and back out because they're technically their own company. So this is where, unfortunately, government regulation has to come in when all these payment processors, all these domain owners, all these tools that everything that you can use through the internet, they're all colluding with each other for a political bias to remove people. Yep. And they all have arbitrary rules in their codes of conduct, and it's all stuff that's very murky, and it's really hard to make sense of anything, so that they can intentionally be like, it goes against our terms of service, but the terms of service is vague, so they could technically just remove anybody for any reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should make so the First Amendment applies to the payment processors.
Yeah, it's a really tough situation, but
that'd make sense, and that'd be good.
Unrelated question, because you said the word hypocrisy, and it made my brain go, "Oh yeah."
Oh God.
So you've accused me a few times very recently, I think in the past day, of you saying that you called me out on my right-wing hypocrisy. So I'm just really curious what you're referring to when you said that.
Oh, I wasn't. I was just trying to figure out why you were saying mean things to me and basically saying I was annoying and stuff. So
you are annoying.
But why do you feel that?
Because you're annoying.
Exactly. And so I'm like, well, that's probably probably saying that because I called her out on my right-wing hypocrisy.
Okay, what is my right-wing hypocrisy?
You don't have it. I'm just saying that.
What?
I don't really mean that. I'm just saying that I'm really trying to ask you, if you're going to say I'm annoying, why do you think I'm annoying? And you don't have a reason. So I'm like, I'm just.
I do have a reason. This whole stream has proven the reason, because you constantly have one stance and then you just back away from it. You're very passive. You call that libertarianism. It's just you're passive.
Yeah, I would say that.
You don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to rock the boat too much. You've got Boogie 1488 syndrome. It's annoying.
Oh God, very true.
I don't want to offend people because I don't.
Have you talked to Boogie before? You should really get in touch with Boogie, because I think you two would be a really good couple. Because I feel like I'm always debating Boogie when I talk to you.
Louise, you should change your name to Bicycle because you constantly backpedal a lot.
I actually would love to, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, you just need to work on getting some strong ideals and strong beliefs that you'll be firm on. So, I feel like people should recommend you.
I sometimes have a strong belief on it, but sometimes I don't. And sometimes I just like thinking about it.
I got to recommend something to you. Have you seen a documentary? It's a small one called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I think it's on YouTube. I'd recommend checking out The Greatest Story Never Told, and it will definitely make you feel passionate and principled, one way or the other. It's a bit long, but it talks about a story about a man that has been lied about for a long time, and it just kind of sets the record straight on what actually happened and what actually went down. So I highly recommend it.
He has the same ideals. He is a socialist, after all.
Yeah, he was actually socialist. Maybe you'd find some stuff you agree with.
I just really want to know what this right-wing hypocrisy is, but I feel like if I go, let's end the stream, right? And then I'll go and call Lewis stupid again. Then 5 minutes later, I'll be like, oh, you're right-wing hypocrisy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying that you're just calling
what is it?
I don't know. I don't have any examples because it's just as fake as you calling me dumb.
Why are you calling me dumb isn't fake.
Why are you?
It's-
Why?
it's
why
a-
are you done then? Why
I
you
think
calling
it's pretty stupid that we're talking about 5-year-old African white kid getting almost beat to death, and you're like, well, that's what happens when your fucking ancestors go and attack black people. Shit happens. I think that's pretty fucking retarded. Like, I don't think it can be written any
And
other way.
I
That's
explained
stupid.
what I was trying to say with that. I explained what I was trying to do.
I think it's stupid that we can talk to you for 5 minutes and completely change your mind on something, and then 5 minutes later we can reverse that opinion that you had just changed your mind on back the other way. I think that's pretty fucking dumb.
It was pretty refreshing, honestly, to debate you on, like, your one issue with Trump is that he dislikes something. Which, if your one issue with Trump is he doesn't like Saturday Night Live, I'd say it's pretty fucking good. But anyway, it was just nice for you to have a little bit of a bite with that, because it was just like, oh, look, he's kind of standing his ground. We can actually kind of go a little back and forth here. That was nice.
Little
Yeah.
is the.
And then I tried with Red Dead, which is your principal, and you're like, yeah, I don't care.
It was a joke. It was a joke because, like, I mean, yeah, I am very passive. I will say that. So you think that because I said basically that, like, Native Africans are like fighting because they. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, it's like an eye for an eye.
That's a very fighting is the strange word, you know. I guess
It's not really fighting when you're hogtied and raped by a black man because, you know, your ancestors once they beat their people.
It's not.
So
It wouldn't be ancestors. It would be maybe that family.
it's okay
Because
well,
it's not decades. It's
okay.
well,
So,
it's 2
but you're
decades. It's
okay.
barely.
But is the woman who's getting hogtied and raped the one that went and beat up and murdered the other guy?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, that's not an eye for an eye.
it's not nice.
No, but I'm just saying that that's what they're. I don't even believe that's right. I'm just saying that.
No,
that's,
I know, and I don't want to stay on this issue. You just asked me why I think you're dumb, and that's just one of the first things that comes up. I mean, I can think of other examples.
Oh
if
no,
you
no,
want.
I'll let you think of other examples.
I mean, the fact that you constantly call people hypocritical is pretty dumb, and then when you get asked why, you're like, "Oh, I didn't mean that. I don't know."
Well, I wasn't calling you hypocritical.
You literally called me hypocritical. Do you want me to
Well,
type in the word hypocritical?
You have it, but what I'm saying is, I was just saying that just to get a rise out of you because you didn't tell me why you actually think I'm dumb.
But you
I
don't get a
even-
rise out of me. It just makes me inquisitive. I just want to know.
Well, that's the thing. I really had no reason at all. So why do you think I'm dumb?
I've
And
just
you said
listed like 5 examples. I
you
can keep
listed 2 examples, and
Okay,
you just
sorry.
He finally stands on something. I
Ooh.
don't know.
Math. That's my principle. Math.
It is not bad.
you just listed 2 ideas.
Well, I think it's pretty stupid that back in Free Speech 1, when you reported somebody and I messaged you privately to say, hey, don't do that. As you can see, it's a rule, but I'm giving you another chance. Oh, I didn't know that's what happened. Okay, cool. Just don't do that again. Like 6 months later. Please don't report people. I've already warned you on this. This is your second warning. Don't do this. Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Okay, cool. Third time comes around. Oh, look, people are getting reported and removed. I wonder where this is coming from. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that was going to happen. I had no idea. Okay, Free Speech 1 shuts down because Zuckerberg's a retard too.
My favorite is still, I was just testing out. I was just in bad mood.
Look, I'm just doing QA for Facebook. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you guys. Like, and then Free Speech 2 comes around. You're like, the first post, I'm so sorry if it's my fault that people got reported in the first group. You know, I didn't understand
know that they would get. I thought I was.
That makes you stupid.
Okay, fine.
That makes you dumb.
That's actually
you don't understand reporting.
Wait, hold on. I think
that's actually good reason.
Jesus Christ! So you agree? What else is there to argue on? He just agreed to be dumb.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing that I'm dumb. I'm agreeing that is a reason why she can call me dumb. Like, that's reasonable. Other than just, I think you're dumb because
fight for something.
Like, that's like the most childish thing in the world. But I'm acknowledging you had a reason behind it, so that's good.
Yes. Is there anything else?
I was just hoping that I could get an answer to my question
anything...
because I know as soon as I turn this off and I go and call Lewis.
Yeah, as soon as you fucking turn this off, he's gonna get all panties in a twist again. This is why, like, again, I already said this earlier.
Yeah,
it's
Lewis,
like a fucking anomaly.
You owe me $500. Where's the therapist?
Yeah.
No, I was saying I mistyped that. That's actually pretty funny. I was saying that I was gonna be a therapist while you rant and vent all your feelings because all you said is you were gonna yell at me. So I'm sitting here and I'm ready to listen to your feelings about how much you hate me and yell at me.
So I don't think anyone here hates you. It's just like, I mean, I've already expressed what I feel. I think I have pity for you because I think you're very brainwashed by the system in California. And it's unfortunate that you've been indoctrinated by your school system and that your media.
Filter your water.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad for you. I feel bad that you haven't had a big influence that can teach you something besides liberal ideas. So.
Well, I mean, I don't know. But you haven't really told me any ideas that are non-liberal or why my ideas that are liberal are bad.
So what has this whole stream been? Out of curiosity.
Oh my god.
No, I mean you did.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Jesus Christ. It's a circle.
Look at it this way.
Yourself, that's like a sin. He'll like not see you if you kill yourself.
Oh god. Well, it was one thing to take him out of this. This is like a good comedy show with Lewis.
Look, I thought it was you versus Mike, but since there's not much going on, like I have no problem debating you whatsoever. I'm trying not to gang up on you, so I've been pretty quiet.
We need to do this on Discord one time, and we can just bring people in and out
I don't have a Discord, but I'll get one if like there's
I'm sure you'll get our Discord banned. Don't worry about it.
I just want more than one lefty to fucking get mad.
But I'm not mad.
I know.
I'm a little upset.
I mean, like, I don't.
You're not mad. You're a fucking punching bag.
I just
nonstop. You're just like, I don't know.
But
then you come back.
Well, I feel like they all hide behind the keyboard.
Okay, why don't you just don't let me think my ideas are wishy-washy? I would say my ideas are evolving. Okay, so I disagree with that. I have that one thing to disagree with.
My ideas are evolving. Well, it benefits me, of course.
Look. All I'm saying is I don't.
Exactly. That's how ideas evolve. So
I don't like this idea of ganging up on one person or bringing in boss mode and getting like 6 people to Zerg rush you and like.
No, I think it would be funny if we brought one person in and out to do their thing. I think that'd be fun with Louise here.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It would be fun for me.
Like
that's all that matters.
If you're listening and do you have similar ideas, why don't you man up and actually talk to people who have different opinions too. That is my one compliment to Louise. There you go.
There you go.
Don't Lewis. Not Lewis up.
Not Lewis.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you wanna do closing comments?
Well,
do you wanna do like
I'm gonna ask one more time. What is the right-wing hypocrisy that you hold on to so dear that you use as a response to everybody?
I can't think of anything at the moment. I didn't. Even when I said that, I.
Oh no! Look at this dude.
I just want to know because it's like a defense mechanism for you anytime anyone disagrees with you.
Dumb, so I just wanted to show you.
No, not even just in that one instance. Like, I mean, in general.
Can I speak to any future viewers of this?
Soundboard. I would just constantly post Dominic Pace's laugh.
Yeah.
I'll mention something if it comes up, but I just wanted to tell you. I just wanted to say that because you were like, oh, you're just calling me dumb and a bunch of stuff and mocking me and stuff like that. And so I was like, you know what? You're probably doing this because you're upset with me about blank. And I could have said anything really. I just picked that.
Okay. Let me just talk to the audience. Any future viewers, any current viewers, you're gonna feel pity. And you're going to feel bad for Louise because of the victim-ness. But if you go and actually on keyboard talk to them, you'll want to strangle the nearest living thing. It's incredible. And this is why I think that there's so much attention on this person within these groups. because it will be one thing in chat and then you bring him on into a voice chat and then complete contradiction the other way. Do not feel bad. I am trying my hardest not to intervene, but
I don't think I've
You've contradicted yourself like as many times as you think there's genders in this fucking stream. It's been incredible.
Many times. Pretty much 99% of the time. Just
no, because you changed my mind. That was the thing. You changed my mind with.
You're like opposite Steven Crowder. It's just like, please change my mind. Please. It's going to happen within 5 seconds. Can you actually do that? Can you go on the street with, here's my opinion, change my mind, and then someone starts to breathe, and you're like, oh yeah, I see your point.
Yeah, I see.
I would love to see that.
And then say on Facebook, oh, this guy is
if you have good
points. This guy, fuck.
If you have good points, I'll agree with them.
Yeah, but it's like everything. Everything.
I don't agree with everything.
Yeah, your 1 point so far has been Trump shouldn't be upset at Saturday Night Live, even though he can be.
I think he's silly. It's silly for him. It's not like a law should be put in place that says he can't be upset, but I think it's really silly. I think it's and especially when he did the comparing thing to it. And I do see your point. Like I said, I saw your point, how like it's all under one big umbrella, but I think it's silly for him to get upset about that. And especially when he's like offended so many people and then he's like, well, I feel offended by this or something.
Okay, so
look, this is what we need
to do. Your one issue with the president is he got upset.
What do you mean one issue? That's just one example. I don't know.
You want to be fair?
I don't know.
I have one issue with
Trump. Haven't really thought about it, really.
Well, I do have one issue with Trump. I don't know. I understand why he's doing it, donors, but he should get off his Israeli bootlicking.
Yeah. No, I agree with that as well. It's like, what are you gonna do when the Kush has kind of infected your family? But
we just need to bring on another person that agrees with Louise, and then we'll see what Louise's actual opinions are. Because if you're in a situation where 3 out of 4 people in the room disagree with you, you're going to just passively.
But I've been very silent for a lot of this.
No, I know.
But then we get the dead air, and I'm like, okay, fuck.
Well,
let's have.
I have no problem.
Ask a question to like both me. You should have had questions ready, you know.
No, but we did questions last time, and that sucked. So we tried to.
Well, then what? Okay.
Do you want me to ask you questions? I can ask you questions.
Yeah, you can ask me questions because you want to hear my opinion.
What are your issues with Trump besides his emotional state?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
See?
Beautiful.
There you go.
Good night, everybody. Fuck you.
Well, I don't have issues with him.
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Yes, you do.
Where do I have
Yes,
issues
you
with
do.
him?
Yes, you do. Every fucking day you post something bitching about him. Yes, you do have issues.
Well, yes, because it's funny. I see something and I find it funny.
It's funny. There's another one of your deflections.
It's just funny. It's a joke, man. It's a joke, man.
Oh yes, it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, it's funny.
Fucking V.
Why don't you just?
Hey V, how's it going, V?
Okay, here's a question. How do you feel about Japan and their view on transgender people?
What's their view on?
Well, they're trying to sterilize people that are transgender
now.
That's
China, I think.
No, it's Japan.
Is it Japan?
Japan.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
2 nukes really sets a country straight. What? Nothing for that? No. Yeah.
Maybe it's
I was gonna laugh, but I'm like, I'll just say don't take credit. I'll just say don't take credit for that. That was America.
Okay. What is your opinion on that?
Well, yeah, okay.
Oh, I think that's wrong. Like that's invading someone else's life, their reproductive life. That's invading it. Like that's like eugenics, basically.
Okay.
You know, eugenics is like where you want to like.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's wrong. Okay, so there's my opinion.
Prisma, do you have a counterpoint to that since you brought that up?
No, I just want to know.
You want to gas the trannies?
No, I'm not saying that.
You sure?
Oh, you want to? Oh my god!
No. Look, you offended it.
I didn't say anything. I'm just fucking asking questions.
Well, the only thing I
okay, look at this last. I don't say a lot of stuff about Trump. I'm really looking at my page. I don't. I posted this one thing. 2016, it says with Trump, we're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. And then like or not hypocritical, but like lying politicians, he said 2018, if America taxpayers don't pay for my wall, I'm going to shut down the government. So I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, yep, another.
A lot of people didn't get this, but I still find that if Mexico doesn't pay for the wall outright, they're going to pay for it on import taxes. So he's just going to raise the taxes on anything that's brought in by Mexico, and they'll be technically paying for it over a span of years.
Okay,
I think
that's a good idea. He should have said that.
Well, I feel like he intentionally didn't, because it's more of a powerful statement to say they're going to pay for it. But I've always felt like, since I supported him, that's how they're going to pay for it, is through.
Yeah, I get it. You're trying to say that he's talking to his dumb babies. I'm just joking, and that he has to talk simply to them or something.
It's a more powerful.
You almost let your opinion slip there, and they're like, "No, JK."
That would have been bad.
JK.
Well,
it's a stronger, more visceral statement to say it how he says it. But when he gets down to proper debating and proper art of the deal, it's going to be you can either pay for it outright.
Why I don't like him is that he's not. Yeah, I don't like him because of that.
Because what? Because
he says one thing, but then he means another kind of.
Well, no, it's still Mexico paying for it. It's just when it gets down to the brass tacks of it, it's going to be very complicated in how they pay for it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound as good to voters.
Why didn't he say that?
Because it doesn't sound as good, and it's not going to rally people if he's like, "All right, here's my whole plan that I have to spend 48 minutes."
I would have liked that. A politician
you and nobody else would have. No one would have. They would have been bored. That's the thing, is you need to get.
Are you implying that they're all stupid? Are you implying that they're all stupid? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm implying that you need to rally people and to get them invigorated and motivated.
Yeah, and that's what I don't. And I don't like that. And I don't like.
Have you seen some of the laws that he's had to sign in, or some of the things he had to sign? They're like books. It's not like he has to read every single fucking letter of it. This is outlined.
I'm trying to say, okay, let me see. I'm searching through my feed, trying to find something that I disliked about Trump, because you say that I don't like him, basically. So I'm trying to find.
You did mention the fact.
Why would you have to look through your?
Because I didn't say I didn't like him, but I didn't say I liked him.
Why would you have to look through your own feed to know your own opinion? That's what I don't understand.
I'm trying to find that if you
I will look through your feed, during the stream, because I am trying to find topics to talk to you about. Why do you need to look at your own fucking feed to see your own opinion? I don't need to look through my feed to see my opinion. Go find my fucking opinions. I will defend them right now. I don't need to study that shit. Talk to me about my opinions. Go through my feed.
Charisma? of all things? That's what?
I know,
I don't get it. I don't get why do you need to look through your own shit to figure out your own opinion? That makes me feel like you don't stand by anything you say.
You know who you're talking to, all right?
Because you said I don't like Trump, but then
you don't like Trump. Are you gonna sit here and say that you do?
I'm not saying I do like him, but I'm not saying I don't like him. So I mentioned some reasons why I don't like him.
You don't. Okay. You're not gonna say you do, but you're not gonna say you don't. But anytime he comes up, I hear this little scoff. Oh, he's so stupid. Why is he stupid, Louise? Oh, this is why. Okay, well, he's allowed to think that, right? Yeah, I guess. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
fucking have an opinion.
Hello, Louise Clinton.
Have an opinion. I was trying so hard not to be the main person debating, but it's turned into that. So go ahead.
I think we've all taken turns. It's like a fucking handicap match.
Debate me.
Christ.
Fucking debate me.
Because,
I don't have anything to debate you at the moment, except I had that one question about why you keep on calling me dumb. Basically, if you comment and say I'm dumb, explain why. Just simply, if I'm on Facebook, explain why you feel a certain way. Don't just say.
I think you're stupid because look, I think you're stupid because I literally ask you your opinion on something and you pull up your own Facebook feed and scroll through it to figure out an opinion that you have. You have
What
to
is my
go
opinion?
and study your own fucking book just to figure out what your opinion is.
I'm trying to
That's
figure out what
fucking
you're
stupid.
referring to.
That's fucking stupid. You're stupid.
Jesus Christ.
That's stupid. Ask me my opinion on something. I'll give it to you.
Okay. I'm trying to find your. I'm trying to ask an opinion.
No, just like get an idea and then ask her about it. Is what she's saying.
Okay. Do you believe in ancient aliens? Do you think ancient aliens built the planet?
Aliens!
Yeah, boy.
Hey.
Do I believe in ancient aliens?
Oh
I think that there are planets out there that have life. Yes.
No, I said ancient aliens building the pyramids.
What? That's
Oh, okay.
no, I don't believe in that.
Okay. Okay. Ask me my opinion on something.
Are traps
Well,
gay?
I don't know. Can I?
What?
Are traps gay?
I don't know what that is.
Are traps gay?
Are you
I
fucking
don't
kidding
know
me?
what
You
a
don't know what a trap is. You don't know what a trap is. Are you fucking
don't.
kidding me?
No.
You can't elaborate because the question is a different answer for everybody, so you just have to answer it.
You don't know what a trap is.
Yes.
I don't.
I'm
not Canadian. This is a Canadian thing, isn't
This
it?
is definitely
That's
not.
Canadian, you fucking
What's
moron.
funny is to enter the original free speech group, I made every single new entry answer are traps gay, or else they couldn't get in. So I think at one point or another, you answered this question. Do you want my answer to try to elaborate?
What are your
explain what a trap is? Okay.
So my answer is it's not gay if your dick is bigger.
Okay, that's interesting, I guess.
So what is your do you want to debate that or?
No, I don't, because I don't have an opinion on something that I don't know.
I know you don't have an opinion, Louise. I know.
Yeah, we all know you don't have.
We all know.
No, I have an opinion here. Mike, ask me my opinion on something. I'll tell you.
Are traps gay?
No.
No with a question.
Like, I don't know.
So I have
How many
a
genders
question.
are there?
What do you think is more beneficial, globalism or nationalism?
Oh, that's good.
Probably a combo of both. You need to feel
How?
strong about your own
How?
country, but then you also need to look at other places. I think we can make more. We're more stronger, like, together.
So globalism.
So you're a globalist.
Not really, because we don't want to lose ourselves in other people.
So nationalist.
It's a nationalism.
I said both, though.
You can't have both.
How do you have
Oh,
both?
okay, well then that's too bad. You can't have both. Okay, well then my idea is out the window.
Fucking Christ.
So which one is it?
I said both. We need.
You can't have both.
Oh,
Or how could you have both?
how can we have both?
There is nationalists and there's globalists.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
you
kind
can,
of think we can do both. We have to have pride in our own country, but we also should have connections with other ones. Because, like I said, I think we're stronger together.
What kind of connections?
Trade connections.
You don't have to be a globalist to do trading between countries.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't? Okay, well then.
A globalist, by definition, is just
one world government.
It's just one world, one government.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't believe in one world, one government because that would be crazy.
So you're a nationalist.
I guess so. I mean, if that's
Countries should be sovereign. They should be separated. They should have their own rules. They shouldn't.
Yeah, I think.
You're against the EU, possibly.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Oh boy.
I haven't thought about a lot of stuff. You guys.
I know.
Okay, but you like nationalism, it sounds like. So how do you feel that your president is also a nationalist?
I'm okay with that, I guess. I don't know.
I'm okay, I guess.
I don't hate or dislike Trump, but every time his name comes up, my tone of voice changes, and I sound like I want to fucking kill myself. But I don't hate him or love him. I I don't have an opinion.
I don't know. I guess maybe we agree on that one thing.
Like, for the record, if anybody fucking asks to debate Louise and they don't
Like
they don't
Dallas.
attack him or they don't have a fucking debate with him, I'm jumping in from now on. I'm tired of this.
I like Dallas there. It says, "I'm going to die." That's, I think how we all feel. That's
Fucking hell.
I don't know what else is.
I'm not going to be the cause of your death. That'll be a really sad death.
I agree.
I really
Yeah, one agreement. Okay.
There we go. You being the cause of my death would be really sad. There we agree. Okay.
I mean, unless it's dying of laughter, then that's the exception.
Yeah, that would actually be okay because I'm okay with that. I'm thinking about how I feel that our president did say. See, when he said that, I didn't think much of that. I really didn't.
Okay, so your president says, I'm a nationalist. And
yeah, he said that. I heard when he said that, and I didn't
what
think
a white supremacist bigot. Fuck that guy. And then we say, hey, what do you prefer, globalism or nationalism? They're like, oh, I don't know, both. And we're like, okay, cool. So
wait, I did say,
explain how.
He said I said something?
No.
Yes, you've said things.
No, what is she saying I was saying?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I can't.
This is great.
I can't do this.
This is great.
Look. Why did Dallas? Sorry, I have to interject. Dallas says, "Thanks to Louise, I'm dead. Hope you have a good lawyer."
Well,
no, my point is that you think Trump is bad. So then I bring up the whole nationalism thing, and I know for a fact when Trump was, I'm a nationalist, then it's like, oh, he's a nationalist, bad. But now we talk to you about globalism and nationalism, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe I could be a bit of a nationalist.
Well, you define globalism as something totally different than what I previously thought it was.
What do you think globalism is?
I didn't know it meant a whole one government.
It's the globe. Globalism.
Yeah, I didn't know that that's what it meant, so of course my opinion change.
It's like combining countries under law, like, you know,
exactly. I don't like that idea. Like
the EU. Do you know what the EU is? And how it pretty much can set laws for all countries within the EU, which is all of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
No, I kind of just want to stay with making laws for my own country.
So a council in Germany
but I do like having worldly connections, so it's kind of like pros and cons.
Charisma's strangling the mic.
I had to put my hands on something.
Yeah, I don't know. Charisma, what do you want to do?
I am just at a loss for words.
Yeah.
Okay, ask my opinion on something else.
I don't know. It depends. Do you have your Facebook feed open? Are you gonna?
What are your thoughts on the Jews?
on who?
On the Jews.
Jewish people?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The ones I know are cool.
And anything else?
Why would I be against them? Is there something?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I have a question. Do you support Israel or Palestine? Neither can be an option as well.
I don't know. I don't really know much about that at all.
You can also say both if you hate them both and hope they just kill each other.
I don't have an opinion on it. I've never commented about any of it on Facebook. I have zero opinion.
I know you do.
Here's a question. Hey, Louise. Yes? Louise, pineapple on pizza is a sin? Yes or no?
There you go. Baby steps.
Oh, I love pineapple on pizza.
And that's why we hate each other.
Can we? Is that good? We found an opinion.
That's also why we also disagree, is because she thinks if I don't like something that she never mind.
It's a joke. You know, like that thing you do every time you fucking say something. It's a joke.
Okay, I got that. Okay, Mike asked me a question about my opinion.
Okay, do you support the idea of any country that says, "Oh, you can't deny any tragedy because it's this or that, it's anti something or it's somethingist."
Can you give me a more specific example?
Okay, how about Hulumdor or Kashmir Rouge?
What do they do exactly?
Okay, what about the Armenian genocide?
What is that? I never heard of that.
Oh.
Chank's at it again.
He's secretly chunk yogurt.
Chunk yogurt.
I never heard of that. Must be some slander made up or something.
Okay, look, I'm gonna cut this off soon. Does anybody have any final questions?
Yeah, okay, wait, yeah, let's do final word from the two of them. So, Louise, final word for Mike or in general?
I really was expecting more from Mike. I was ready for him to, because the comments over the last couple days, you've been very hyped about this, almost unhealthily hyped. Seriously, the stuff you were saying. So I'm very surprised you didn't have more to say. And yes, if I don't know about something, I'm not going to have an opinion on it. That's the way it is. Because it feels unright for me to have an opinion if I don't know anything about it.
So you haven't had a single opinion today. So are you saying that you don't know about anything?
No, I've had opinions. I told you them. But I told you them.
All right, Mike.
Like you asked me about globalism and nationalism, and I said both are good, a combo of both. And you're like, well, this is what globalism is. And then I was like, well, I don't want that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when you brought up the fact that you had no principles, I was just like, well, my case is done. To be honest, I don't know. There are cycles where I'm just really pissed off, and most of the time I'm just laughing.
I have to ask you one more question. Why is that a bad thing?
Because
what, not having principles?
Why is that a bad thing?
Oh
because having principles is how you become a strong individual, not someone that just
kind of is what makes you human.
Yes.
Like everyone has principles, some align, some don't with other people, but everyone has I strongly feel this or I think this. I mean, I guess you could just be a full-blown hedonist, but even that's a principle of I'm just living life for pleasure solely kind of thing. But still, that would be the principle of that's how I'm living my life. So, saying you have zero principles is it's kind of like saying you don't exist almost in a way. It's just
I get your point.
So that's why I was saying, I don't know, definitely form some opinions and maybe take some time to think to yourself of what matters to you and where you'd like to see the world. And I don't know.
I want to see the world continue. I want to see the world continue.
That's good. I think everyone wants to see the world continue.
I don't know. Some people aren't.
I don't know. There's probably one mad scientist that's trying to blow up everything everywhere. Maybe you can be that guy. Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, for the last couple of days when you were talking about the stream, I was like, what are we debating? And I was like, because we have nothing to really debate.
I know. Well, it's hard to debate someone that doesn't have principles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's not really. It wasn't really a debate. It was more of me insulting you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, insult me more. Roast me. Come on.
Jeez.
Roast me. Come on, give me. You were so excited about it.
You're basically the left-wing Ben Shapiro in terms of your nasally voice.
What the fuck is this? What is happening?
Oh my god, Charisma, do you have a roast? Since he's saying roast me,
I
daddy.
know, I'm not roasting anybody. I'm done. I've already called Louise
I think
stupid
I've already
like 10
said my
times.
piece. I
I'm
think,
good.
yeah, I've like
I'm good.
fucking said it.
Anyone have anything else to add before I shut this down?
Yeah, we're shut. We're oy vey. We're shutting it down.
Someone has a question. This thing has a question.
What
it says,
thing?
"Hey Louise, when you look in the mirror, do you see a girl or a boy? Why not the opposite of what you choose?" I see. What do I see? I see
Jesus!
a biological human. I see a biological human.
Oh my god. You don't even have a principle on what you fucking see yourself as.
Oh, what I see.
You can't even fucking say that.
What I see myself as is I see myself as a boy.
Okay. There you we got a
But
foundation.
If I look in the mirror, I see a biological human.
It was saying, are you a boy or a girl based on your own definition?
And why not the opposite of what I choose? What I choose was not a choice. There's that answer.
Okay. Done.
Do we...
Christ.
I want to poke that. What does that mean?
No. No. You're probably gonna change it to something else.
Yeah,
this is a can of worms.
I'm not going to. Okay, cool. That was great. All right, thanks for everyone for tuning in.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks for the people who joined.
Remember, I think we should do more group streams.
That'll go well.
And thanks, Louise, for taking the intense roast and listening to me yell at you for like 10 minutes.
And thank you, Mike, for being having your blood boil enough at Louise here to do this.
Also, side note, thanks, Mike, for having the Tucker Carlson photo. It really has added something to the stream.
We're all Tucker.
It started out better, but I did have moments of yelling.
Oh, no. You're all good. It was like a 2-hour stream. There's going to be dead air at some point.
Woo!
Yep. Cool. Okay. Peace. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.